Good. I don't even know if I can say good afternoon because I don't know when this is gonna run. But anyway, I take it for whatever. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever. And whoever is listening, welcome back. This is a particular special broadcasting, not following the usual pattern. It's just for information, and it will go on probably on Friday, I don't know, or Saturday, but not necessarily the normal time. It's just some new broadcasting for announcement only, and then we'll restart next week with the normal show. But what I wanted to point out is we don't have any station identification because
Nope, no station identification because there's no station. Yeah, how about them apples?
Is that
Orion Talk Radio is
no
gone.
More.
Yep.
There's no more. And that happened on Monday without advance notice to any of the hosts, any of the show hosts on Orion were notified Monday when it happened. The decision by the owner to shut down the station. So Orion is gone. Well, we weren't doing live show anyway because...
But we were there over 2 years, though.
Yes, but at first we were doing the live show, and then we went to, after the raid problems, we went into the pre-recording.
And here we are again.
Yes, but we're not giving up, okay? Obviously, something has happened to force the station to close as the only solution. And now, the story they are giving us, all the show hosts, is that there is infighting in the organization between, I guess, the owner and the station manager. I don't know who else. The infighting has led the owner to be fed up with all of it and shut down the station. But I think that's not just it. And from some of the things I've heard indirectly through the grapevine from people that don't want to be identified who they are, apparently there was a consistent attempt to push me out of the station. Now, I had a suspicion because of certain events. Okay, the first started when this group, I don't even want to mention it, but they're basically anti-Semitic nutcases. That's what I call them. And they have this website, and it's slandering people that follow the Jewish religion. If that is any concern of anybody, that's a personal issue, what religion you want to follow. But anyway, right. And they were slandering them and making all sorts of ridiculous accusations. They're just a complete nutcase. And they have been around for quite a while. So why only at the end of last year they contacted me, and the guy wanted to be a host a guest on my show to basically inform the public. And when I read what he wanted to inform them about, I decided I don't think so. Not in this show. I do not. And if you remember in the show, I said, I do not condone or support hate. So he's just that. His is only a hate site. But then I thought about it. Why would he contact me now? I've been around for quite a while, and so has he. He contacts me now to want to be on the show, to have his tirade about member of the Jewish creed, which I said is none of his business or what they decide to follow. Anyway, so I thought, that's really strange, because if you remember, Rebecca Carley quit and had a fight with Jimmy after she had an anti-Semitic show. So I said, right. Gee, I said, maybe that was an excuse. If I had that guy for guest, maybe then they would have had at the station an excuse to drop me. So I was really suspicious of that. And then, of course, as you know, there were some show that did not broadcast, and then that show that only a part of it broadcasted. So I thought I was being sabotaged, and I told you that, and you said, no, maybe not. But to me, it was pretty obvious. So, and then all of a sudden, boom, I didn't do anything about it. I went on as nothing happened. And I even said last time, well, let's see what happens now if my show is transmitted fully. And it was last Saturday. But then on Monday, boom, the station is closed. And my feeling of what is going on, as I said, I heard to the grapevine somebody saying that they were trying to drop me for legal issues. And we thought, what legal issue? And that's a question we asked. We never got an answer from it. And then on the slide, we got a comment about, no, they wanted to get rid of me because they were afraid that the government will go after them. And I don't see why they could, because one of the things advertised about Orion was freedom of speech,
guaranteed.
Always.
That's right.
So how could they justify? I haven't mentioned the real problem here. I think what happened, and this is my opinion based on what is being going on, is nothing that I can prove except putting together, just like police does in their investigation, put the different pieces together and come up with what makes sense, okay? One, Jeremy Bain, who is a spy and a crook, because you do not spy on U.S. citizens. The spying is, and even that is not something that is any longer acceptable in the world, in my opinion, is spying on people that you consider foreigner, people living in other countries that might hurt the United States. But I am not hurting the United States. I'm actually helping people be free of the slavery of drug and torture and maiming caused by the drug company greed. So I am not the enemy. I'm the people, the person, one of the people that are trying to help the country. He is not by spying on people and then creating lies. Now, in his case, creating lies, slander, misrepresentation of the fact, accusation that have no ground, and insults all over the place.
Retail store.
Harassment and all of that, that is fine. But if I come online and I tell the truth about what he is a crook, and he's a liar, and he uses lie to get what he is planning to get, and he's using any dirty mean to attack me because I am a danger to the drug company who support, all the drug companies are supporting FDA and giving plenty of money to FDA. So he's creating lies about me, that is okay. But me fighting back by presenting the truth about him, that is not okay. And I think what happened is he threatened some people at the station. I don't know if he threatened the owner, the manager, both, I don't know. And that's why this came about. They got scared, somebody got scared, and thought it was a good idea to just eliminate me. They couldn't do it because I hadn't done anything. And so they closed the station.
Well, you know, when Liberty News Radio shut down, is it, I don't know if I'm remembering right or not. Well, but before that, wasn't before the we have to shut the station down because we can't make ends meet. Before that, wasn't there a period of, hey, we're getting calls left and right from Michelle Wolven and these people that you know won't leave us alone, telling us to take your show off the air and all of this. Wasn't it just shortly after that they shut down?
Yeah. Well, they were basically the people that are advertising on the station, they pulled out, and that could be done by intimidation of the government. They pulled out, so they didn't have any money, they couldn't support, and they couldn't continue. Okay, so you ruined them financially. In the case of Orion, I'm not sure that Orion had that much money coming in. So they did it another way. But think about this, okay? In 4 years, 3 stations closed down.
And actually, your show is in its 5th year right now. I went and looked the other day. It's May. In May, it'll be 5 years.
Okay, but 3 stations closing down in those few years, that doesn't make any sense. First Liberty, then Howard Nima. He's still doing something, but he doesn't have his regular show anymore, and he doesn't holler and scream like he used to, insulting the government, something, and he had financial problems. So that's what they do. In the case of Orion, they just intimidate them, and I think the person that did the intimidation is Bain. So, and then once again, the crooks in the government, the dishonesty went another one. I post on WordPress and a blog saying I lost another friend. I don't know how much friend Orion was to me, but for a while it seemed to be. And
they helped us out a lot.
Yeah,
they helped you out a lot. They gave you the thing about it is we had the pre-records, but with Orion at least that's another audience. You know what I'm saying? And it all started with a called Dr. Rebecca Carley, and that's the ironic thing. She is, I guess, who we would owe, if anything, to hooking us up with the Orion Network. But
then she did not like the things that I was saying.
Right.
And then she just was no longer a friend, but she got me in, and then she did not like the things I said, because I am here to tell you the truth. And that means I'm not only exposing what the AMA does, I'm also exposing what they're called alternative practitioners. And the AMA insists that they call themselves alternative. It's not the AMA that called them alternative. And I don't know where the truth lies on that one. I have no idea. But that's the claim. The AMA claims that alternative is a name that they gave themselves. And they claim that it was the AMA that gave it to them. I have no idea, okay? That I cannot answer for you. But I know that I have 2 enemies. Because I tell you the truth, and there are some things that the alternative do that actually hurt you. And I expose that. They might have good intention. I have no idea, but they're hurting the patients. And all turns out to be returning patient that come back and come back and come back for more and more, because what they do doesn't really help and they feel they need more and more. Now, I had a problem with the patient I had, because I told them, no, there are no return patients. You don't need any more. If you're worried, you come and I'll do the testing. I'll show you that you're okay. But you don't need any more treatment. Oh, yes, I do need more. No, you don't. Unless you are on something like hormonal replacement therapy, or you're still taking the bad thyroid medication, then that can cause cancer. That could still happen to produce additional cancer. But generally, overall, people do not need more treatment. And that is no repeat patient. Because I am not an MD, okay? I want people to have their problem fixed, and that's it. They go home and live a normal life, like nothing ever happened. That's my goal. And that's what I was trying to do, and I'm trying to get back to it eventually, who knows? And maybe that's why the Jeremy Bain and his fraud and debt administration is trying to do it. By the way, I didn't invent that phrase, in case they're trying to hold that one against me, as somebody else, people that call it.
I don't know where it started. I've seen it.
I don't know,
times.
but it's around, and it wasn't me starting it. And they probably are. They're definitely a fraud, because if they can lie on a affidavit and get away with it, that's a fraud. They are guilty of fraud, not me.
Adulterated drugs.
Yeah. Saline.
Yeah. Food coloring.
And and black walnut extract. And
a retail store.
Right. And adulterated medical equipment.
For resale, being held for resale across state lines.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because that's when the FDA has authority to intervene if you're manufacturing and you're reselling interstate equipment. They had to justify their intervening in this issue that was none of their concern. I was outside their limit. I was outside their mandate. And they had to create something. And now that I keep going and exposing them, well, then shut down all the station where I'm at. So 3 stations in almost 5 years. 3 stations, and that is not accidental. 3 shows 3 stations that were doing well. Then, of course, when a station, like in the case of Orion, a station does well, people start fighting. And there was quite a bit of internal fighting, but I don't believe that would justify closing down. And then the fact that Barbara ended up having serious financial problem, and now she is saying in her website that it is basically not posting anything, unofficially shutting down her too. So think about it. Could that be accidental? Absolutely not. That is not accidental. Well, so we don't have Orion. I don't know about Talk Superstation. What's going to happen with them? Is they're still going to run our... they were running it live. I don't know if they want to run...
Yeah, I don't know if the fact that we don't have a live feed now is going to affect that or not.
Yeah, so we'll have to see on that one. But we're still going to be on the web, and we're still going to be on YouTube. We're still uploading our recording to Spreaker, and this is where it's going. And I don't see how they could possibly intimidate Spreaker being an Italian station. So, we'll see, okay? But I am continuing. And even if that should happen, then we'll do something else. We are already prepared to do something else. But for now, you can find us at Spreaker and on YouTube, and you can listen to the newest event. This week, I'm not going to discuss I'm not going to run a normal program. I just wanted to let you know what has happened. And we were really taken by surprise.
Yeah, I know I was. I was really surprised to see that. And since I started working a different job, I haven't listened as well as I was, last year before. So I wasn't really aware of all the infighting.
Well, I don't even know if anybody talked about it. The owner of the station mentioned something that some hosts during their show were attacking other hosts simply because they didn't agree.
And that's why I was hoping, I don't know, I was just really hoping. One of the other Orion hosts, I was trying to get to come on and record with us tonight, but he couldn't make it.
So it didn't work out.
I was hoping I could get his opinion on this too. That's all I mean.
I can get some other input in this too, right. But definitely our stand has made caused something. And if you think about it, we are the only radio show that is directly attacking. FDA is attacked by everybody, but the medical, the drugs that are out there, the drugs they use, the method they use to treat people, there is nothing that does that directly. And on my part, it requires a lot of research over the week to find out what's new in the attacks of the opposition or what's new on bad medication, all sorts of things and nonsense that they come up, the attack on the e-cigarettes now, all of these things that people should be made aware of. That's what I am doing, and I think that I should continue doing that. Maybe people are not listening, maybe fewer and fewer people are listening, I don't know, okay? But I think that I should continue that. It's a lot of effort on my part, but I think somebody got to do it. And I'm the one. So we are trying this way so go to Spreaker, go on the web.
Everything is on Spreaker.com and on YouTube. That we have links there that'll take you straight there on the website. If you just go to medicalconspiracy.com, it'll get you to all of it.
Okay. So you can hear what we have to say about all the events. We just have a special recording this week, not a full normal recording, and I'm not sure which day will appear on the Spreaker, but and the YouTube. Now I wonder if YouTube is gonna.
Oh, YouTube will keep. We'll still be able to upload everything to YouTube because that's connected to Spreaker now. Our Spreaker account is connected to YouTube.
They're not going to find an excuse.
No, I don't know.
We'll have to see, okay? But that's the status of our show at this point.
And it looks like the other hosts on Orion, most of them are planning on getting these little personal podcast accounts set up and broadcast their own live shows. Since you don't go live, it's a little different on your end.
Right. So it's something really different.
But it's sad because these people, they're all forced to basically use their own websites to broadcast from. So, no more.
Because Orion, Orion is, yeah. And I don't know why would. I don't know. My opinion is that he probably, with all the equipment that he has, he'll probably restart another station and go on with new hosts. But I know we won't be invited. So whatever the station is. So in Tonawanda, so no more Tonawanda, New York. No more Micro 1650. And no more station identification. Well, that's how life goes. And it's no surprise to us. We've seen it so many times. It's just that every time something like this happens, we lose some friends. And I guess that's what Barbara used to say, isolation.
Right.
So, no friends here. So fits the pattern. But I still believe in freedom of speech. And not a joke that you say, I don't care how much they control me. What is the phrase Arnie uses?
I don't care how much they control me as long as I'm free. As long as I'm free, you can pin me down, throw me in a cage, spy on me 24/7. I don't care as long as I'm free.
Yeah, but no. Okay, what can I say? It's sad, and it's happened before, and we had some pretty good friends at Liberty, and then they had to let the guy that I was then leaded, the broadcasting engineer, they had to let him go because they couldn't afford to keep him, and that was a very sad loss. So every time the government meddles and harasses people to shut me down, basically silence me, every time that happens, I lose friends, and it's disgusting. It shouldn't be happening for a free country, but the U.S. might have been a free country at some time. It isn't now. So, and as being getting steadily worse, but I must say, definitely gotten worse during this administration. And it's because he's a prima donna and he likes the idea of being president, and it doesn't matter what the patsy that move him, the puppeteer that control him do. As long as he can be out there, with a stupid smile. I'm the president. I'm pretty sure that not all the things are okay with him, because if you look at him, he's gotten uglier and uglier. He's older. He looks bad. So obviously things are bothering him.
That job ages everybody.
In no time. And they get uglier and yeah. Stress makes you ugly. Boy, they sure had done a job on me. But anyway, no matter what, I'm still going to try to be here for you. I'm still going to try to expose the things that are going on that are not right, and the things you need to be on the defensive for. Bad new drugs that are approved on the fast track, I wonder how much they get for those, how much money the FDA gets for those. So, and how much is Jeremy Bain gonna get personally if he can totally silence and destroy me? He has destroyed me pretty much, but I mean, that's the only thing I got left is the show. So I wonder how much he's gonna get to silence me. Anyway, yeah. But keep in mind one thing. Karma. Anyway.
Yep.
That's all I can say. But we are going to try to stay on, doing our best. We're going to try to stay on, and then we're going to try to continue informing you. That's all I can say about this. And we'll be back next week with the normal show.
So, sort of normal.
Yeah, sort of normal. I mean, the things I say are the usual, and the usual information I provide. The transmission is not normal, but what can I say? Unless we find eventually a station that is in a position to tell FDA where to go. Well, unless we can get to that point, we can't really do much about what's going on.
Because it's been getting less normal for months now, ever since we, stopped doing live shows.
Yeah, well, that was done for a particular reason.
Well, yeah, because the things kept happening when we go live, getting zapped on the air and crazy things happening to your computer and my computer.
Yeah, so we had to do that for self-defense. And it doesn't really make any difference because we don't have any caller. We don't have people calling in because all we were getting were the trolls. So we stopped the calling in pretty quick. It was even major troll number one, the Barracuda, even either him or other trolls calling in and disrupting the show that way. So we had to stop that. Or disrupting electronically. One way or another, it was always a disruption. So we did it. No longer we did radio show. Plus your work schedule,
right.
That too. So a lot of things in it. Your work is a consequence of what all these crooks have done to us. So it's all connected to the harassment. It's all connected to the effort of silence of something that is really valuable and can help the people and can resolve the problem of cancer. Now, that's not allowed. So they have to jump on all of us and make our existence hell on earth and make us scramble all the time trying to survive. It's just disgusting. Why should that happen? Why should that be permitted to happen? I have no idea. Okay? But that's what's going on. And even just talking on a radio show. See, because all they're doing is the people that they're allowing to talk are control the position.
Right.
They do what they want. They say yes. They say one thing, but then they stick it with the other. So and the agenda. So it's all control of position. If a show that is attacking the government is not sabotage, is because they are control of position. They want him there.
And they're always making the rounds, going from show to show, same topics.
Yeah, same story. And I don't get invited at any show at all. If I want my word out to let you know what's going on, I have to do it myself because nobody's calling me as a guest on the show. And that's fine. Who cares? I don't really care. And the last time I was guest on a show.
Yeah, but Laetrile.
Yeah.
Laetrile only targets the cancer cells.
Right. Laetrile is selective. No. Yeah. The poison used by spies to kill themselves when they are in a bad spot is selective. So does that mean, as I said before, that the cancer, the spy with cancer only can die and not the other ones? I don't know. Okay. Ridiculous. But the way they did it was awful because they had me guest on the show, let me talk, and then they say goodbye. Thank you for being on the show. And the time left they used to slander me and attack what I do and support literal. Yeah. Cyanide is selective. Okay. And then there is Jeremy Bain. And then there is, oh man, the AMA. And then there is more and more enemy. And the few friends I have, of course, they had to eliminate them. It's just exactly by the book what Barbara said. And they even managed, after all these years, they managed to silence. See, she had been going on for quite a while. They didn't succeed in silencing her. And this time they did.
Wow.
When it came to my case, they were able to. I messed her up.
Isolation, deprivation, and neutralization.
Yeah. And you have to go in exile to survive. That's disgusting. Yeah. And Mars is a pretty rough exile, okay? Anyway, so we are planning to be back on Saturday and continue what we have been doing for 5 years.
Yep. Almost 5 years now.
Yeah, almost 5 years. I don't even remember the day. Otherwise, if I remember the day, we could have a special.
I want to say it was May the 9th. Let me see.
Yeah, see, I don't have my records, so I can't tell you when.
May 16th of 2009.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we should really make a special broadcast, recording, and then May 16th. Yep, that's when, what's his name? Pinocchio started.
Yeah, and that was only an hour episode.
Yeah, because back then in 2009, I had 1 hour.
Yeah.
I think it was until 2010 that I moved to 2 hours, right?
Yeah, and then jumped to 3 hours. And then,
well, that's because they were losing hosts. So that was rough. Well, really tiring, 3 hours. And I don't know what are we going to do with the recording, how long I'm going to keep it. I guess it depends also on the things I need to talk about that are happening that week that might have something to do with the length of our recording. But we're going to be on. And I know that today was, this week was really a mess, but we still manage. At least to let you know what's going on. This is what happened.
No more radio network.
Yeah. No more Tonawanda, New York. Well, the city's still there, not the show, the radio.
Well, and we still have Spreaker, and we definitely appreciate the listeners on Spreaker. It's just...
Actually, I think we had more listeners on Spreaker that we had on...
and that's possible. It is possible. I don't know.
I think so, because sometimes when we ask something, we get a lot of foreigners. We have foreigners talk to people in Germany, somewhere in Europe, so I think that we had more audience in Spreaker than in Orion, but whatever. I don't know. We're still going to continue, okay? And we'll be back next week with the normal programming, like nothing had happened. That's what we're going to do. We unfortunately cannot have Barbara anymore, but they messed her up well, too. Yeah. Sorry, Barbara. And that's another thing. I really don't like to mess up these radio stations, Just because I'm there, the various Jeremy Bain and their cohort, I don't know who else, but he is a hound. He's a bloodhound. Bad person. So, yeah. I think he's the one that threatened Nima, and he's the one that threatened the people at Orion. So, and by the way, the owner only goes by his first name. Nobody knows his last name. You think that's funny?
What now?
Strange. Nobody knows the last name of the owner of the Orion, former Orion station.
Oh, well, I know his last name. He just doesn't put it out there on his show.
He says Jimmy X.
Right.
Well, anyway, but that's what's happening. That's the sad story of what's happening in this country, and I hope we can reverse it at some time. I don't know. I am just hoping that people listening to it. Of course, if most of the people that listen are in Europe, they cannot do anything about it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, whatever. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna continue give you information, and we hopefully are gonna be on YouTube undisturbed, and then we'll see what's next. We did it before for a while before we got on Orion after Liberty News Radio closed.
Yeah.
Remember?
Right.
We did it for a while, and we went on Orion. So who knows? Maybe something will happen, but whatever. If something happens, we'll let you know, definitely, right away. In the meantime, you can hear us on YouTube, okay?
And Spreaker.com.
And Spreaker. I will let you know if anybody else will transmit it, but that's what we have so far. And then we'll go from there. And arrivederci till next week. And I'm not even sure which day will show up as Spreaker. Just keep an eye on it. I think that some people have something that Spreaker send them a message when a new episode of the show they pick comes up, so they can be notified when it comes up. And then
I know I get notifications about some when they go live. I don't know if they do that when you upload an archive or not. I don't know.
But people that signed up get the information. I don't know if you will. You can ask them. Okay, so this is it for this week. Short and not sweet.
Well, it was over 30 minutes anyway.
Yeah, but it is short, but at least it gives you're informed of what is going on. And it's not nice what's going on, but it is happening, and we'll just have to ride with the waves. Okay, have a good week, and we'll be back.